Have you noticed politicians love this story about Ben Franklin? It's the one just after the Constitutional Convention when a woman asks, "Well, doctor, what have we got? A republic or a monarchy?" You've probably heard the answer because Republicans tell it.
A republic, if you can keep it.
It's a republic if you can keep it.
A republic, madam, if you can keep it.
And so do Democrats.
A republic if you can keep it.
A republic, he answered, if you can keep it.
A republic, if you can keep it.
Why do you think politicians tell this story? Maybe to scare us. That there's a danger beyond ordinary politics, one that threatens the Constitution. Or maybe to reassure us that they, like the oldest, wisest delegate to the convention, know just how to protect us. What they're not doing is teaching us. Because the first lesson would be that this story isn't about them. It's about you and me. Franklin challenged us. He didn't say a republic if Congress can keep it. And if that job is ours, then don't we deserve a better ending to this story? I mean, the woman could have demanded more, like, "Come on, Ben, what does that even mean? How are we supposed to keep a republic?" Then maybe Franklin would have given us some advice we could really use today. Isn't that what this story needs? If Franklin thought our republic depends on you and me, then shouldn't he have given us some idea about how to do that? We sure don't seem to know how because most everyone thinks our government is broken. Even our president said so.
It reflects the reality that Washington right now is broken.
And our president before him.
Washington is broken.
Which brings us to the point of this channel. To figure out just how Ben Franklin would have answered the question, how do we keep a republic? And our first clue is that the woman in the story didn't feel a need to ask. You see, she was not some random bystander. This was Elizabeth Powell, a socialite and an intellectual. And this was not a chance encounter. The conversation happened in her home, where Powell routinely hosted the rich and powerful, like Ben Franklin, John Adams, even George Washington. The fact is, Powell already knew the answer. She knew what it would take to keep a republic because she was in a crowd that discussed it all the time. So how can we learn what Powell must have already known? It's too late to crash her dinner parties. But we can read what her guests wrote at the time, in their diaries and letters, in their speeches and pamphlets. Of course, today the framers of the Constitution aren't as popular as they used to be. In this channel, that's okay. They don't need to be heroes. We can acknowledge that they often put greed over principle, and they deserve scorn for slavery without excuses. Here we don't worship the framers, we read them, because they were scholars, experts at what they called the science of government. And most importantly, they were inventors. Our republic is their invention. So wouldn't you agree that it's logical that we look to the inventors when their invention breaks down? Now, if you, like most of us, do believe that our government is broken, then imagine Ben Franklin was right, that it is up to us, only us, to fix it. What would you do if we find in the framers' writings a set of instructions we could use like tools in a toolkit to get our government working properly again? Would you take their advice, even if it wasn't what you thought before was the right thing to do? In the following episodes, we will finish the Ben Franklin story our politicians love to tell. And you may be surprised what he hoped we would do to keep our republic. Welcome to the Framers Toolkit.